I'm gonna make a red velvet cake without food coloring. And we're gonna use my Christmas gift. Look at this beauty. She's pink, she's retro, she's vintage, and she is my stand mixer. Until this point, we always had a normal whisk and a normal hand mixer, and now we have this beauty. So I want to make a delicious cake. I'm gonna put you somewhere nice where you can see the mixer, me, and the overall recipe. I hope you stay cozy and let's start baking. Please do not mind my voice. I am sick. I'm feeling much better today. I think this is day 3 or 4 after the symptoms have started, so I'm almost fighting off this flu. Although you can see, maybe you can't see because I moisturized it a lot. I have lost a lot of skin around my nose because I keep blowing my nose non-stop. Well, it is what it is. This is the season of traveling and getting sick. Well, what can we do? Let me put you up on a stand, on a tripod, and then we can start baking. So a red velvet cake, it's pretty much a vanilla cake. So the batter will be heavily vanilla. We are not going to use eggs because, yes, correct, this is a vegan channel. I'm vegan. We don't eat eggs. So I'm gonna ask you to bring up sugar. We're gonna use 200 grams of sugar. I'm gonna make a rectangular cake, so you kind of need to adjust those measurements to the shape and the quantity of your baking form. So we're gonna need 200 grams of sugar, 300 grams of flour, normal baking flour. We're gonna preheat the oven. I'm gonna preheat the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for the 5 minutes that it takes us to whip the dough. Let's get cooking. Yes. So I'm gonna start by measuring my liquids, and that's what I'm gonna start with first. So 150, 200 milliliters of soy milk, 200 of butter. So we put equal parts soy milk and equal parts butter, and we add it to the mixer. We're gonna start mixing slowly. Now we need 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. I'm gonna also add the sugar because I want the sugar dissolved by the time we need to add the remaining solids. So 200 grams of sugar. Let's do 150 grams of sugar. With that done, we add our solids. Slowly, we're gonna start by adding the flour and making a mess. I have increased the speed of the stand mixer. Smells so much like vanilla. Crazy. Now that our dough is pretty much mixed, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of cacao powder. 1, 2, the baking powder, and finally the apple cider vinegar. Let's go back and see how's our dough. I'm just scraping the sides. I just want to see if the batter is thick enough for us at this point. Sounds like it. It's delicious. Just a hint of salt, guys. Never forget to add a hint of salt to your baked goods. And another 30 seconds, just mixing everything, and you are done. Now I need a baking form. I wonder if it will fit in the pretty one, so I'm gonna try actually to fit it in the pretty one. I suppose I'm not making a rectangular cake anymore. I will transfer the flour to this container because it's easier. Next, I'm going to try to make marshmallows at home. So please stay tuned. Vegan marshmallows. They are quite hard to find, but I think I have found a recipe that might be worth making at home. I still have to tweak it, but still, I think we have found something nice and worth making. So we want a beautiful trees and a pig. I suppose our cake will not be bright colored yellow, red. Let's delicious. I hope it stays like this. Let's pour our cake batter. It's more than enough for this baking tray. Now that our dough is here, I'm gonna add a foil on top because I want to make sure that the cake doesn't do a dome on this side, because this side is going to be the side where the cake sits on the cake stand and we don't want it to be domey. Okay, this will make sure that our cake doesn't make a dome on the bottom. Have everything set. Now we're gonna bake this cake for 1 hour at 170 degrees Celsius. It should be baked slowly, but your oven really needs to be preheated, okay? You want the cake to have a constant temperature throughout the baking time. Now that is here, I'm gonna add it here. Make sure that it's in the center, and 1 hour. So 59 minutes, yes. Don't forget, you were preheating the oven at 180. Now you put it down to 170 degrees Celsius, okay? I always preheat my oven for a temperature a bit higher, because when you open the oven, temperature will differ because you are opening the oven. So in winter especially, it's so much colder outside. You want to make sure that the temperature inside the oven it's quite stable. Now I'm gonna clean up my baby and make sure everything is clean. There's always probability of things coming in. Yeah. Okay. So for now, I'll see you once the cake is completely done and beautiful. The cake is almost done. The kitchen is organized and back to square, maybe 3, because I don't think our kitchen is ever that organized. But I've cleaned the pieces because tomorrow we need to make pizza dough, and it is imperative that I don't wait, because if I need to clean up all the things before baking, that's not gonna happen. And also, leaving things on the kitchen sink to marinate so you can clean them later, it is a scam. You need to be cleaning up everything once you are done cooking, or else you're not gonna do it. It's gonna be incredibly hard to actually do it by the time you feel like doing it. So I'd rather just push through and clean everything from the get-go. I made a paloma for myself, but instead of using oranges, I used tangerine, and I'm happy with that. And our cake is ready. How many minutes? 3 minutes. Oh, fine. Look at my Shayla. Look at him. The cutest boy. Well, let's remove the cake out of the oven. Do you hear that? Well, our cake is done. Okay, I suppose there's still a little dome, but that will deflate once we put it to rest. Oh my goodness. Look at her. Beautiful. It's not as red velvety as we want, but it smells like it. Not to be one of those people, but at home, if I can control, I will not be adding food coloring. I'm sorry. The cake looks beautiful and no burn side. Everything is cooked properly. Although, let's do the toothpick test just to make sure that it's actually everything cooked. See? Put it, stick it, take it, clean. It should be clean, by the way. if I didn't make it. A clean toothpick. It's a fully baked cake. Now I have my cooling rack, and for the first 5 minutes I will leave it like this, and then I will flip it and let the rest of the cake descend and cool till we can actually make something out of it. I don't think I'm gonna put any filling or decorate because Matt doesn't like it, and it will be every time you eat the cake is like, why did you put this? So nobody wants that. Am I lying? So